I'm glad to see we're doing a little work. They finally have come up with some new little skits. I don't know if Colin Schmeling has done that. We know Colin's deal. The station could collapse, but if it's 5:58, he's on the train on the way home. Eddie would like to put the effort in, but Eddie doesn't have the Colin brains. It's funny. If Eddie had Colin's brains or Colin had Eddie's work ethic, we'd have some. That's what it comes down to. God gave me a guy who's got no brains and a decent work ethic, and then he gave me a guy with a lot of good brains who could care less, and that's where we stand on this busy afternoon. Have we paid the bills yet, by the way, Ed?
We're up and running.
Oh, they're up and running. All right. So Morse got, what do you wire him in the check? Wire him in? We go to Western Union? Did we wire him the money? What happened there? Fill me in, Ed. What can you tell me?
Yeah, we went down to the Western Union over on 49th and dropped off a payment to AT&T.
All right. Let's get some phone calls, and we got plenty of them up at 5:30. And Steve Lapis will join us at 4, and he promises a big surprise at 5. Here's Mike in California, and he's aboard. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Michael, good afternoon. It's your turn. How are you today, pal?
Hey, Chris. I want to talk to you. I think you've been pushing that the Browns should take Saquon Barkley first. And it doesn't make sense to take a running back over a quarterback. If you look at 32 GMs, all agree that the Alex Smith level of quarterback is worth about 15, 16 million. But the top running back, the top in the entire sport, is worth about 11 million. So you're basically telling me that, as long as these quarterbacks are as good as Alex Smith, it's worth it to take them over?
Yeah, but you got 4 of them to take, though. So, or 3 of them to take. You only have one Barkley. So, yeah, you have, Mike, now listen, they're going to probably take Donald. It seems like that's where they're leaning. It seems like that's their choice, the USC quarterback, which I understand. I'd take him too. If I had to take one out of the 4, I'd take him number 1. But again, if they ranked the quarterbacks, Rosen, Donald, and Allen, if they ranked the quarterbacks equal, and it's a crapshoot and it's a coin flip, well then they're gonna get one of the 3 with pick 4. There is not another running back who is close to Barkley. So if there's not another running back close to Barkley and you can get all 3 quarterbacks, you can get the 3rd one at number 4, why wouldn't you take Barkley first?
What about the Jets and Giants? Do you think they should even consider Barkley?
The Jets, no. The Jets have to get it. You can't move up in the draft to get Barkley. The Jets are going to take a quarterback, Mike, and good call. I think the Giants right now with Jason Pierre-Paul, I don't know what the Giants are going to do. I'm surprised by that trade today. A 3rd rounder. Maybe that means they take Chubb, the kid out of NC State. They know he likes defensive linemen. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if trading Jason. No, he traded Jason Pierre-Paul to his hometown. He played at South Florida, so at Tampa. So he did that. So he was nice to him, Gettleman. I was a little surprised by that. Jason Pierre-Paul is very erratic. When he's in the mood, he's a dynamite player. He's not always in the mood, and so he sends him off. So that would make me think that he's going to trade maybe down to number 5 to get Chubb. I don't think he'll trade 12 to 12 because he won't get Chubb at 12. He'll get Chubb at 5. Or maybe he'll trade down and get the offensive lineman. But my point about the Browns simply is this. If you believe that you can get, if you think that Rosen, Donald, and forget Mayfield. But if you think that Rosen, Allen, and Donald are about equal, well, then you're going to get one of them. And then you can take Barkley with the first pick. See, Barkley won't be there at 4. One of the quarterbacks will be. And that is the reason why I thought the Browns should have gone that direction. Now, you want to sit there and tell me that they have made the decision that Donald is much better than the other 2, or better, then they can't fool around because Donald may not be there. Now, I'm not going to have an issue with that. If they feel that Donald's better, they take him at 1. Now, if they felt that there's, you're splitting hairs, I take Barkley. Here is Mick in Kentucky, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Mick, good afternoon. How are you today, pal?
Good afternoon. How are you today?
All right, Mick, I'm okay. Thanks. What's on your mind now? Let me hear.
Everybody talks about Kentucky winning tonight, but I think one person that spoke a little bit is the Iowa boy.
We have a bad phone line there, so I guess they didn't quickly pay the bill. We'll see if Mick he called in and it's a little fuzzy. Maybe Mick can get back to us. Let's talk to Kyle in Toronto, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Kyle, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Fine, Kyle. Thank you. What's on your mind?
Hey, I just wanted to kind of chime in about this talk that's been happening about the Raptors versus the Cavs. I understand, the Cavs have, the Raptors gave them a run yesterday, and they put 129 on them. They only lost by 3 points. Raptors are also playing their 5th game in 7 nights on a back-to-back and a travel, 2 traveling games in Orlando the night before and Cleveland last night, and they only beat them by 3 points. The point I'm trying to make is that
listen, Cleveland was also missing a couple players. They had 3 or 4 guys out.
But for sure, Chris. But also, Raptors are also missing the best 3-point shooter in C.J. Miles last night. He was out with the flu. And then also the Cavs have been off. The last time they played was in Cleveland on Monday night against the Bulls, which is one of the worst teams in the league. So, I mean, again, I understand you can't give up a 15-point lead in the third quarter, but at the same time, I think that the Raptors beat the brakes off of them earlier in the season in Toronto. And I just don't think that the Raptors, it wasn't like they got blown out or anything like that as well too. But I think that there's a couple of things that led towards the Raps loss for sure. But I think that this game doesn't mean very much to either team.
Now, Kyle, you live in a city. Are you confident that in a postseason series against the Cavs that you can win?
Absolutely. I mean, the Raps took 2 huge games 2 years ago. Listen, I understand they got swept last year by Cleveland in the postseason. But 2 years ago, when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, they had 2 smoking games against the Cavs at home as well. So I think home field matters a lot in Toronto, especially with the stands outside in Jurassic Park and inside the stadium. So I have a lot of confidence in the team. And again, Lowry and DeRozan have had great games in the postseason as well too. But they no one talks about those games. They only talk about the games where they play like crap and then they get toasted. So. Those are my thoughts on them.
Well, I understand. Toronto fans still feels confident that they can beat Cleveland. Again, you are trying to beat the Cavs. A good call, Kyle. You are trying to beat the Cavs when they have the best player in the world by far, and you have maybe players 12 through 20, 15 through 20. 2 of them. That's asking a lot. 19 in front of the hour. Mad Dog.